Hey everyone, Mano back here, and today we are showing you the fastest ways to get the Ascendancy rocket launcher, which is the ritual weapon for Season of the Lost in Destiny 2. The way we earn the ritual weapons have changed significantly this season, and there are some misconceptions going around that I want to correct and make sure that people know what is going on. I know that there are some other videos about how to do this, and I want to make sure we clear those things up so that you know the fastest way to get the Ascendancy rocket launcher. Really quickly before we do that, 80% of you are not subscribed to the channel, and that means that a lot of you are watching the videos and missing out when I do post new content. So if you do like something in the video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe down below so that you don't miss a single thing inside of Destiny 2. First of all, let's cover the rocket launcher in of itself. It has quick launch, it has impact casing, and it has a couple of different modifiers that you can get. That's impulse amplifier, explosive light in the top tree, and then in the bottom, ambitious assassin and chain reaction. This is a really great ad clearing rocket launcher since it has chain reaction, and the special perk explosive light is very cool because when you pick up an orb of power, it increases the next projectile's blast radius and damage. Only one other weapon in the Destiny universe had that, and that was the Wendigo grenade launcher, which was really solid. This season, since the focus is on fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles, I don't see this being a top tier PvE damage perk. But if they ever buff explosive light to the level of Wendigo, or if you just need a really great rocket launcher to clear ads, this is something that you're going to want to get your hands on. Let's talk about how you get the rocket launcher and the tips and tricks to get it as quickly as possible. First things first, this season they have changed the way that you earn the ritual weapon for the season. This time you go into any of the playlists, whether that is Crucible, Vanguard, or Gambit, and you need to level your faction up to 16. What's great about this is that you can choose the activity you like from the 3 playlists and do it as much as you want to get that reputation up. If you check any of the Crucible, Vanguard, or Gambit playlists, you'll notice in the top right-hand corner of the screen that there is now a thing called a Crucible rank, a Vanguard rank, and a Gambit rank. That is going to show you the amount of points that you need to get to your next rank, but also it will show you a streak. This portion is the part that there is a misconception about from some folks in the community, and I want to straighten that out right now. What you need to do to get your level ranks up as high as possible is stay within a given playlist until you've reached your desired rank. So for example, we want to get to level 16, we need to stay inside one of the 3 playlists until we hit that. If at any point, say for example, we're doing Crucible and then we go to Gambit, we'll lose our streak. This does not include going to the tower, so don't be afraid if you have to go to the tower and pick up bounties and things like that. What you want to do is choose the playlist that you enjoy the most. Let's talk about Crucible, again, where there is some misconceptions. In the past, when you played Crucible, what would happen is you would lose your streak if you lost a game. That is no longer the case. Now what happens is you keep your streak, but anytime you incur a loss, you get slightly fewer points than you would have if you had won. This is the point that I want to drive home, and one of the reasons why people think that you have to do the Vanguard playlist because you're going to lose your streak. That is absolutely not true. In fact, this week, the Momentum Control playlist is enabled, so you can hop in there and get some matches done quick. The Momentum Control games take less time, you don't break your streak, and you don't have to contend with difficult modifiers on something like the Nightfall playlist. Especially if you are a solo player, getting this ritual weapon can be a challenge if you are going and trying to do it in the Vanguard playlist. When you are at your full 5 streak, you actually get 190 points for every streak win in Crucible. When you get a streak loss, it's 115 points. Again, you do not lose your streak. This is the same way as it's set up in Gambit. So if you're interested in playing Gambit a whole lot and getting your hands on those weapons, that is definitely something you can do. When I did this through the Crucible, it took me about 50 momentum control games. As a solo player, it was easy to hop into, and one of the great things was a lot of times we would either roll over the team and we completely wipe them, and the game would get over much sooner, meaning that I would get more points and then move on to the next match, thereby speeding up my progression. I did take a couple of losses, of course, because no one's perfect, but at the end of the day, it was a lot easier for me as a solo player to hop into momentum control rather than a high-end Nightfall. But what if you don't like PvP? Let's talk about how to get these things done in the Vanguard playlist quickly. You can go into the Vanguard playlist and just go into Vanguard strikes and do this, or the Nightfall strikes. In fact, if you were a solo player, don't really enjoy PvP and just want to blast through it as quick as the Ascendancy rocket launcher. The first thing you're going to want to do if you're running the Nightfall playlist is to find a dedicated team to play with, because you will want to make sure that you do the higher end Nightfalls to earn more progression. Say, for example, if you're doing the Legend version of it on the 1320, you'll be able to hop in and get a lot more XP from it, but it's going to take more time. You're going to need to deal with all the modifiers, and the matchmaking is off. You certainly can do it on the Adept or the Hero version, but definitely want to have a couple of people who will join up with you and help you to farm. Before you start going into the Nightfalls, however, get your streak started early by just going into the Vanguard streak playlist or going into the Lake of Shadows node to get things started up and moving quickly. In fact, if you want the fastest way to do this inside of PvE, you can just choose the basic Lake of Shadows strike and run it repeatedly. All you have to do is blow up a couple of blights, kill a couple of bosses, and run past all the other enemies, and you can average about a 4-minute run, allowing you to run this strike very, very quickly. Once you get the 5 streak activated inside the Vanguard playlist, you will get 135 points per Lake of Shadows completion. If you do this, it's going to take about 3 hours if you do this straight. The only disadvantage is that you won't get any kind of powerful rewards from this or any other specific Vanguard strike weapons. If you decide to go the Nightfall route, some really good weapons you'd want to get this week are Le Monarch, which is really, really solid, especially because there's a ton of void shields, and Overload bow is going to be your friend. Or you can use Telesto as a fusion rifle choice, as that is also very strong in that Nightfall as well. If you decide to go the Nightfall route, it's going to take you anywhere between 35 to 45 strikes to get this done. The amount of time it takes you to do this is going to be based on your fire team, if you're running stacked, if you're finding people through LFG, or if you're just getting some buddies together. If you have a lot of PvE friends, you certainly could do this in your time. You could put on a movie or something like that. But again, some people don't like engaging with the Nightfall modifiers. Some people are more Crucible folks, in which case I would definitely recommend that you go into the Crucible playlist to get this done. Especially this week when Momentum Control is one of the playlists, being able to hop in and just blast your way through some Momentum Control is a lot of fun. If you're someone who really likes Gambit, get a crew together so that you can get through your games in Gambit really, really quickly. In any case, choose the path that is the best for you, but you want to make sure that you get your streaks going. Go ahead and pick up as many bounties if you'd like, but remember that the bounties will not increase your reputation. They will give you more XP as well as Bright Dust, and you might as well do that so you can get some items from the Eververse if you're interested. The main thing to remember is to not start a different activity once you've started in a playlist if you are dedicated to getting this done, as your streak will reset. Make sure you stay within the playlist until you get it done, and you'll get it knocked out really quickly. All right, folks, I hope that shows those solo players the best way and how to get the Ascendancy rocket launcher. It's a really nice rocket launcher. I love the design. It's a lot of fun to use when you're bombing around, and it might be a top tier damage contender if they do any kind of a buff to the explosive light modifier. All right, everybody, I hope that this helped you out and cleared up some of the misconceptions going on in the Destiny 2 community. Again, I'd recommend choosing whatever path you feel comfortable with and play it, have some fun, and get that rocket launcher as soon as you possibly can. If you like something in this video, or if you learned something at all, smash that like button and leave a comment down below. That helps the YouTube algorithm spread this video with other people in the Destiny 2 community. It helps to grow the channel, helps to grow the community's reach, and I do really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. The way I like to give back is help people out in PvE. I do a lot of raid help, dungeon help, exotic helps, and other things like that over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/manodestra. Come join the community over there and get some help inside of Destiny 2. Also, we have an amazing community Discord. We'd love for you to join. The link for that is down in the description box below. Thank you all so much for watching. Good hunting, Guardians. I will see you next time in the universe of Destiny.